Hello, welcome back to the football. Terrace, Tottenham win. They bounce back, and it was very much needed. It was so needed by Tottenham after 3 disastrous defeats on the bounce. They needed the victory today. Harry Kane almost surprising everybody by being involved in the game, and the difference in Tottenham when he plays is palpable. But credit has to go to Jose Mourinho today. His team were far more attacking. They were far more adventurous. They were far more aggressive in their play, and that led to the outcome. Interestingly, doing some statistical analysis, and I know Jose doesn't like stats, so Jose Mourinho, if you are watching, I apologize for doing this, but I am going to praise you here. And this needs to be looked at because Spurs, in their good run this season, when they put themselves into the title race, were averaging, on average, 13 to 14 shots per game, between 28 and 32 positional attacks per game, and between 5 to 6 counter-attacks per matches. In this poor run of form they've been on in the last 7, 8, 9 games, they've averaged just 6 shots per game, 21 positional attacks per game, and under 3 counter-attacks. Today, they were back up to that same average that put them top of the league in the first place. They had 13 shots on goal. They had 29 positional attacks, of which 6 of which resulted in a shot, and they had over 5 counterattacks in that game. This is what Jose Mourinho needs to do. If he wants to keep the players on side, if he wants to keep the fans on side, he has to attack more. And I know a lot of people will attack. Oh, it's just West Brom. Of course he should be attacking. Yeah, but Jose hasn't been. He played Brighton and didn't attack them to this degree. Now, West Brighton are better than West Brom, there's no doubt. But there isn't a huge gulf in class. There isn't such a massive difference between the two teams in terms of personnel. This was Tottenham performing and playing in a way that enhances the ability that you see on the pitch. No one's going to write home about this. This result isn't going to go down in Tottenham's history books. They're not going to make a DVD about this game for Eleanor to add to her collection. That isn't coming. But overall, it was the right kind of performance. It keeps the fans on side. We're going to get Eleanor. We're going to get Jem. We're going to get Prime. We're going to get Alex on very, very soon. They're on the panel today. But we want to take your calls. The link's already been shared on the Discord server if you want to come on and have your say. I'm going to delve into your live comments here, but make sure you're smashing that like button, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very important to the Football Terrace that you hit the like button right about now. Players are never going to... Okay. Players were never gone. People react too much. I don't know what you mean by that, Mo. You've got to express yourself a bit more. You know, you can type more characters. You know, you're not overtly limited. Now this is how to manage a 2-0 lead. Yeah, Joel. Fair enough. Shots fired. I'll take that one on the chin. Absolutely. Jamal here just says exactly. Brother, please tell me what you're saying exactly to, my friend. I respect your comments, but I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? What do you mean? Not at home. Only remember that. Okay, you guys must be chatting to each other. Come on, talk about the game. Terry is just trying to get us happy so that when we lose, we bottle it. So hang on. You don't want me to praise you when you play well. Is that what you're telling me? You would rather me be negative about my rivals? I get so confused about what rivals want from me. If I praise them, I'm not being sincere. If I criticize them, I'm being bitter, and if I'm neutral, I'm being salty or playing things down. Come on, how do you want me to be? Honest? Maybe. I mean, honest would be a nice start. Maybe not. Maybe some of you don't like honesty, and you played well today. You deserve it. You deserve it. There's no doubt about it. Comment here from Dylan, who says, "What a performance! Spurs will win the league." Listen, that's over the top. No one's saying that at all. Injuries have affected many teams this season, not just Liverpool. Don't know why Klopp is complaining. Yeah, I know he's had some spats with certain news broadcasters today. We want to take your calls. I'd like your opinions on the game, though, people. At the moment, you're just sending shots to each other in the comment section. With all due respect, speak about the game for a second. What did you make of Tottenham's performance? What do you want more of the same? Was it more adventurous, more attacking, more Tottenham-like? Give us your thoughts. Give us your opinions now. Kane is the Bruno for Spurs. Yeah, listen, Harry Kane is their best player by far. He is world-class. He's top-level individual. And I thought he was excellent today. Man like Jerome with his super chat here says, I'm absolutely baffled how one-man Kane completely changed the dynamic of this team. I guess Guardiola is right. It is the Harry Kane team. Well, he's your captain. He's your leader. And maybe what you actually lack then, based on what you're saying, maybe what Tottenham lack. And when we get the panel on, Alex is here now waiting. We've got Eleanor, Jem, Prime backstage, ready to go. Maybe, just maybe, the issue is you don't have enough leaders. This is certainly something, I haven't addressed it today because I'm covering all 4 matches that have come off today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be really going in on Manchester United. Of course, that United show's on at 9 p.m. tonight, so they're going to be talking about this. But maybe this is what Tottenham lack what Man United do. They don't have enough winners. They don't have enough natural leaders that help galvanize this team. Maybe it's too easy for the players to fall back. Be less aggressive, be less adventurous, take less risks when Harry Kane isn't there. Maybe Harry Kane doesn't allow that to happen. Of course, it was just West Brom, but I hear you on that one. Come on, you Spurs TV says, better performance on the front foot today. Was only West Brom, but can only beat what's out in front of you. We shall see the performance against we shall see the performance against Manchester City to see if more attacking or positive frame of mind. Do you know what's interesting with that? When it comes to Tottenham, you can be pragmatic and try and win a game at the same time. It's about how often you try and attack. It's about the number of personnel that go forward in a counter-attack. So that's what's been missing recently. You went on counter-attacks against Tottenham with 2 players. You're never going to score like that. There needs to be the right level of commitment. But I hear you, the City game becomes massive now, because when you look at the league table, and we'll put it up on the screen for you now, the league is so close this year. A couple of wins on the bounce and suddenly everything can change. Tottenham sits 7th on 36 points, but beat City in your next match, you go on to 39. That puts you right on the edge. Of a top 4 position again. That's just 2 wins on the bounce. You've got Chelsea that are breathing down your necks, though. Liverpool might get the result against City today, so we see what happens. But of course, you've got to be positive moving forward and going into that. No doubt about it whatsoever. Let's do a few more comments here. City are the only team right now that can perform on a consistent level whilst losing their best player in Kevin De Bruyne. I respect City. One of our members here says, I'm happy Kane is back. Spurs now have a chance of nicking points off City next month. Well, it's this month, bruv. They play in a week, don't they? I swear the next game for Tottenham is against City. Yeah, it is. So it's this month, bro. It's going to be in February. 100%. Absolutely. Roy Keane here says, give Jose credit. He's coaching a limited squad. Shots fired there. Yeah, I was watching bits of Expression stream and saw the donation he got as well. I was wondering this earlier. I wonder if certain football fans, like Expression, I wonder if Expressions is going to go back to games now live at stadiums, or whether he'll just keep doing watch-alongs. I mean, if I was him, I'd keep doing the watch-alongs. Why would you turn down the money that you make doing watch-alongs to go to the games? It's a business here. 100% not going. I would be surprised if he does. I respect it. But I wouldn't do that if people are willing to pay me £1,000 per Tottenham game to do watch-alongs. Jeez, absolutely. Tottenham are back after winning against a practical relegation team. Okay, but they are back. They're back on the winning trail. Why is that something not to be positive about? No one's saying they're going to win the league from here. Terry, do you think Kane and Bruno's stats will be remembered without silverware? They'll be remembered in the inner spheres of the 2 individual clubs, but they won't be remembered outside of that on the longer term. Just simply can't happen. In that way. No doubt about it in my mind. We're going to go into some of your calls now. First up, we've got Spurs Ultra on the line. What are you saying? Welcome to the Terrace.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, very well, thank you. What do you want to say, buddy?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said about Harry Kane, like literally being the leader. It's not just because of Harry Kane we miss him. It's that leadership that we haven't found yet, as far as someone take over when he's not there. So I think.
Sorry, what's that noise in the background? Are you buttering toast?
Yeah, I am actually.
What's that noise? It sounds buttering toast.
I've eaten all day, mate. You know what? I was so nervous. I just didn't eat anything at all. Anyways, yeah. But also Højbjerg, I think he sort of turned the corner today as well. that he sort of found a bit of form. Obviously, I think it's just the confidence that it brings back into them. So, you know, it is a win against West Brom. To be fair, first half they played really well. They played low block football. They literally, you know, filled the box. You know, with their players, it was hard to break down. So, you know, we done well to break them down. Obviously, to get the 2-0. So, I mean, credit to them. Obviously, credit to Spurs as well. Obviously, we played really, really well. It's just now doing it against Everton, which obviously, as we saw yesterday, very good team. You can't doubt them. And then obviously Man City. And unfortunately, the Man City falls on my birthday. So either I'm going to have a really shit birthday or a really good one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But you know, it's the best, obviously. But this is how quickly football can turn around. You win today. If you win your 5th round game midweek in the FA Cup and then get a positive result against Man City, the likes of Eleanor crying out, "Oh, Jose's got to go, bring in Harry Redknapp."
Yeah. Yeah, I've got stuff to say about that.
There's no doubt about it. Would you bring Harry Kane back, Harry Redknapp back for?
No, I mean, I've spoke to a lot of people about this, and respect to Eleanor for what she does, respect to Alex for what she does, but I just don't see it. And it's, I mean, I say this. I mean, I know Jose's got a bit of a problem with some of the players, but I think like Chelsea game, the Brighton game, it was just our players, mate. I mean, it's just there was just no sort of fire in their belly. So, I mean, Jose can only really put out the best squad he can. Okay, the style of play isn't that fantastic sometimes, but like the guy said on the Chelsea stream that day, it's got us to a final and it's got us in a better situation than it had, you know, previously. So, you know,
I hear you completely on that.
It's going to have its bads, it's going to have its goods, but I think stick with Jose, and I think, you know, we'll be fine. Just as I said, hopefully Levy will back him in the summer for what he wants.
I agree, and I stand by what I say. I still think there's some issues going on behind the scenes there in terms of
100%.
People really wanting to work for him. I can see it, and even in Jose's torrid times of United in that last sort of 3 or 4 months, there were still some good results in that period and good performances. Yeah. You know, one Swift does not a summer make. But listen, Nuri, thank you very much for coming on, bro. And
you take it easy.
Catch you again soon, mate. All the best. Next up, we got Abdul is going to be on. The panel are coming very, very soon. But make sure you're all smashing that like button. About 5 minutes or so, we're going to get the panel on. Abdul's on next. Abdul, welcome back to the Terrace. Who do you support, mate?
I support Tottenham.
You're a Tottenham fan. How you doing? I mean, what did you make of today's performance? Good bounce back from midweek. Is it a flash in the pan? You know, everyone seems to have a different sort of feel on it today. What's your opinion, bruv?
No, definitely not. Because Harry Kane is back, and I do see the importance that he does bring to the team. He does bring a lot of confidence to the squad, the way he moves around the ball. Like, especially a good example would be the second goal that we scored. Just, I know Lucas Moura drove the ball like 60 yards from our own box to like their box, but as you can see, that little chest pass that Harry Kane did to Lucas Moura, again, no other player on that Spurs team would have been able to do it, especially Carlos Vinicius. And although Harry Kane did score our first goal, he did have a lot of chance in the first half to get our first goal. You can see his positioning and how he positions himself in the West Brom box. So yeah, just like Harry Kane, he just brings that confidence to all those Tottenham fans that we all want. And I'm guessing that it also he also brings it to the squad too, because you see how well they play. And I have full confidence that against Man City we'll be able to nick a result, because again, when you have Harry Kane, you have a chance. So, and also,
I hear you on that, bro. I mean, it's always tough. It's always hard against City, but you definitely got half a chance there. What do you make of the Tottenham fans in recent days that have been talking about sacking Mourinho, moving him on? They need better. They need somebody with sort of more progressive football. What's your response to them?
I do understand where they're coming from. Like I heard, like Elena, I watched a show before where she was her and Alex were recommending Harry Redknapp in them. I do understand where she's coming from, because the play style that he is enforcing, it's not sustainable. Even when we do have Harry Kane, we are relying upon us being super clinical, where we're scoring 3 chances from 2 shots on target, and it's not sustainable. So I understand where she's coming from, but again, the reason why I would stick with Jose Mourinho is because we are still in the cup competitions. We are still in the Europa League. We're facing Wolfsburger. We are still in the FA Cup. We do have Everton, which we are fully capable of beating. And if we do beat them, let's see how far we can go there. And obviously, we do have the League Cup final. And Jose Mourinho is the only manager that I'll trust in the League Cup final, besides Pep and Klopp. But Like
Yeah.
you can't get better than Jose Mourinho. So yeah, you have to stick with Jose Mourinho. And again, we were looking bad, but Sergio Reguilon is coming back very soon, and we do have Giovanni Lo Celso even coming back in a couple of weeks. So our team can be looking very dangerous. We're one of those sleeper teams. Obviously, we're not going to win the league, but we're definitely still up there for top four. So yeah.
I hear you on that, bro. Listen, thank you very much for coming on and having your say. I really appreciate that. We're going to be getting the panel on in a couple of moments for you. Super chat here from Brandon, who says better performance, no excuse for when we can't close games out. Halves or start halves like kids. Okay. Tired of Jose bias. Fans have no right to be impatient. I think that's what you're saying there. Okay, sorry, I just the wording of it's difficult. I hear what you're saying there. I think for me, with Jose, I understand why people don't have patience with him if they can see problems, if they can see issues, if they can see that type of just sort of that lack. If the squad is not committed to Jose Mourinho, it's really hard. Spurs, we already know, have a mentality issue. They have a massive mentality issue. They're labeled Spursy. They're labeled bottlers for a reason, because they throw so much away in the pivotal moments. You know, I'm pretty sure if nobody called Tottenham title challenges early on in the season, they'd still be up near the top now. It's as soon as that. By the way, my club's no different. My club's no different. Our bad form only kicked in once everybody said we could win the title. As soon as it matters, people struggle. Brandon back again that says, it's a process. I'm tired of gunpoint fans on managers. Takes time to rebuild a mentality. Top of the league with no right. Now mid-table and you want to sack, is what Brandon has said there. Jerome says, honestly, if Spurs don't win a trophy, I will not blame Harry if he leaves. The man is world-class and deserves to play with other world-class players. I completely agree. We're going to get the panel on now for you all. Keep smashing and sharing this stream, or smashing the like button, sharing the stream on your social media platforms. Big shout out to Manscaped, our title sponsors. Get 20% off all their male grooming products right about now. Let's get the panel on, people. Welcome back, everyone. Some happy Chelsea fans today. Some smiling and gleaming Spurs fans. I want to go to Eleanor first and all. Trending this week for begging and praying for Redknapp to come back, and then Jose responds with a brilliant win. Give me your thoughts on your team's performance today, please. You're on mute.
Sorry. Great performance. He literally did everything we wanted. I think our lines were very good, and we were playing them to the offside, which was great. I think our attacking play was brilliant. We created countless of chances. He literally did everything. The response I wanted was what he did, and there is no denying that we played brilliantly today. Snodgrass should have got a red if Sons was a red against Chelsea, but anyway, we'll get onto that another time. But yeah, I think that generally we played really, really well. This is what we want to see: attacking intent over a long period, like over a few games. The fact that we played, you know, we got Everton and then we've got City, it's going to be very telling. I understand against City that we'll have to do like we'll have to play a bit more pragmatic, but that Everton game in the cup is a big, like it is a big game, I think, because it shows if we're going to get through to these cups, you know, it's good. Obviously at 2-0 we already finished the game, we kind of finished it off, so we did sit back a bit, but at the end of the day they weren't giving us any sort of problems other than 2 offside goals, which were obviously offside. But I think we played them to the offside. Son was playing very well. Kane, brilliant. Kane played very, very well today. It's great to see Kane back. I hope we haven't rushed him. And I hope, like, if he doesn't get one knock, that's it. He's out again for how long? But yeah, great to see Kane back. He makes a massive, massive difference. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with the performance. I don't think any Spurs fan can say that, you know, we didn't play well. We played exactly how I wanted us to play. If we play like that, it's sustainable. The problem is are we going to play like that? Are we going to actually wait on 2 chances next game? It does, obviously, it's going to take a little bit for us to see it. But if that's the football that we see, that is what we need to do. Lucas Moura and Lamela were very, very good today. They showed a lot of attacking intent. I think they injected some pace that we didn't have other than Son into that game. And I feel like they've earned their place in that attack. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. My sort of question was, oh, that's weird. I don't know where that's coming from. Can anybody else hear that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Sounds like a dragon. It's coming from, it must be from L. If Jose was to play like he did today against 95% of the teams, but become a bit more pragmatic, maybe against City, against Liverpool, and say Man United, would you be accepting of that?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. There's no denying that you can't always go on the front foot. There's no denying that. But the problem is when you're seeing nothing, like against Chelsea in that first 45, we didn't see anything. There was not like, it was like not even counter-attacking. It wasn't even pragmatic. It was like, what is going on? What are the tactics today? That's my issue. But when we're playing like that against the West Broms, we should have played like that against Brighton, like those sort of games, that's fine. And then you come to, you know, you come to like the big games, the City games, the United games, the Chelsea games, you can play a bit more pragmatic, but at least do something. Like you said when we first came up, when we attack, we need to counter-attack in numbers, and we need to counter-attack with more than 2 attackers, as you said, which is 100% the problem. When you're counter-attacking and you've literally just got Son up top with Vinicius, or Son up top with one other attacking player, Kane, for example, it's very unlikely you're going to score. You've got to counter-attack with numbers. And the problem, the thing we're doing now is we're counter-attack. What we did today was counter-attacking in numbers, and it showed, yeah, we get the ball, we're straight away in their box, and that's exactly what we want. The problem is all we need is just that mentality that we can win games. We don't have to sit off the whole game. That's the only thing that I think Spurs fans got, including me, got very frustrated with. Obviously, we are playing West Brom, but we can only beat who's in front of us at the end of the day. And it's just about the performance. If we beat West Brom 1-0 with 2 shots on target, there would be an issue for me, because that's just, you know, us being better than the opposition on that one chance. But the fact that we beat them so convincingly, hopefully this takes us into the next few games and we can actually get a win run off this.
I hear you complete. I'm not too sure why we're getting that feedback. Earphones. I would say, Daniel, there's a comment here from Daniel. I want to put this out. Daniel Jones says, why please, talking about Ellen, she talks crap. She's a Poch fan, Terry, my God, and her friends. I don't really get it's really bad English. I'm dyslexic. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Why please she talk crap?
Put on the show the biggest load of crap I've seen on her, and I'm a Spurs. Basically, she's just saying that she talks a load of crap.
Well, she doesn't.
Hang on, guys, everyone just wait a second. Let me just respond to this. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. You don't need to agree with what Eleanor says. Have Daniel, the link shared on the Discord server. Phone in. You come on and have your say. Put your money where your mouth is, Daniel. I know Eleanor, and I'm sorry to speak on your behalf here, but she'll have a debate with you. No problem. Have you got the confidence to come away from the keyboard, come out of your mum's basement, put on some clothes, brush the hair, definitely have to brush them teeth, I know it, and come on the stream and have a debate? Do you have the ability to do that? I know you don't, Daniel. Go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Alex, what did you make of your performance today, bro?
Everything that Eleanor said, I totally agree with. Great performance. We battered them. Literally battered them, to be honest with you, because we played a high line, play it up the pitch, you know, and that's how Tottenham get the best out of the team, as far as I'm concerned. We pressed, really, really good. However, why is Kane playing? Kane's not fit. He's not fit. Okay, I'm looking at the games we've got. He's going to have to play the Everton game. He's going to have to play the Manchester City game. He's going to have to play the Europa game. Okay. So you've got 3 games already. Okay. It's a problem. It's a massive problem as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's not. You don't win without him.
Comparison of Poch, because when you look at the record when Poch didn't have Kane in the team, it was actually comparative to when Kane was in the team. So
Alex,
this is why we
my
have
question is to you, Alex.
just finish. Let me just finish.
Alex, would you have won this game without Harry Kane?
This is why we have problems trying to get strikers in, because strikers know that if Kane is fit or Kane is half fit, he's always going to play. So that's the problem, and that's why me and my dad, we don't like that at the moment. That is a concern.
So can I just,
that's it. That's all I need to say.
Sorry, Jim. Can I just ask a question? So, what you're upset that Harry Kane's back?
Yeah, because I don't think Kane should have played today. He's not fit.
No.
He's not fit.
Alex,
He's not fit.
Alex,
Okay,
can I just say something?
Because I know
Alex,
you're going to argue with me. I'm not going to argue with you.
Alex, you're talking out your backside. Listen, if Kane wasn't
all
playing
I'm saying
today,
is,
would you have won that game?
No, all I'm saying is, no,
Would you
I'm
have
not
won that
arguing
game?
Yeah, because you don't know anything about
No,
Tottenham.
just answer it.
As
Why
far as
can't you
I'm
answer it?
concerned,
Why are you getting rattled? Answer the question.
It's about a squad, okay? I mean, I switched off after the stream after during the Chelsea team because I was just hearing rubbish. I mean, if you're telling me that we rely on Kane and that's going to get us through to win something major like a Europa League or a Premier League,
Yes,
you've got another thing coming. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And as far as I'm concerned,
Please stop. Let him land. Are you done, Alex?
Listen, Alex, I understand overplaying Harry Kane can be a problem, but you need him. I don't understand. Like, I've never heard, you're the first fan in the history of football that I've ever heard say, I'm unhappy.
Okay, I'm going to go now because obviously I don't want to listen. You don't want to listen to me now. Obviously, I'm an absolute joke. That's it. My opinions don't mean anything. But what I'm trying to say to you is,
Alex, I don't understand why you're not happy that Harry Kane's fit. Saying I don't want him to be overplayed is different.
That's what I've said. That's what I'm trying to say to you. That's what I'm trying to say to you. That's what I'm trying to say to you. That is what I'm trying to say to you.
You're happy that
the thing is, though, we still want to have a Harry Kane fit. We still want to have a Harry Kane, don't we?
So you have.
Are you going to play him all these games? Alex, it's only going to go one way, isn't it?
Are you happy that he played today?
Yeah. Listen, I don't think he should have played today. No, he's not fit.
So
he's not fit.
Okay.
He's not fit.
He's not fit to me.
Put him on the sub bench.
Go on, El. Go on, El.
I just want to say today is different. I understand what you're saying, as in we might have rushed him back and whatever, but he looked pretty fit today. I mean, luckily he didn't. Hopefully we haven't rushed him back, but today we needed a win to get that confidence back in the side. Like, we needed a win. And I think playing Kane, even if he has a quiet game, playing Kane just gives a boost in that team. Generally, they're just on a high just because Kane is in the team. It makes them much more confident, like they can actually play. I think it's the same feel with the fans. I feel more confident when Kane's in the lineup, even if he has.
And Leno, can I just respond to you though? Yeah. Is that a squad if you rely on just one player? Is that a squad?
Yes. There's 100%.
Okay, and the thing is though, Leno, how many games have we got coming up, especially Europa games? Yeah, if he plays the Everton game, the Manchester City game, the Europa games, which is a lot of games, then if we get through the FA Cup, he's going to play that game as well. Okay, then we've got the Carabao Cup as well. He's going to play that game as well. How is it going to work? How is it going to work?
I understand the over-reliance.
And this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to make a fuss here, but, I'm not deluded and saying that, that if you play one player, and Højbjerg's the same problem as well. It's got the same problem with Højbjerg and Son. Because they'll get injured, and then we'll have the same problem we have, and it's down to the players. I'll blame the players because some players need to step up. I do agree with Mourinho, and I blame the coaching staff.
Listen, mate. Look, for me, I understand where you're coming from. I just think your opinion makes sense. You don't want Harry Kane to be overplayed. You don't want him to pick up injuries, etc. There's two things I would say. Most teams, even the Liverpool's, forget Liverpool, Man City right now, almost back to being the best team in England again. When fit, there's still a core group that pretty much play every single game for them, barring, like yourselves, FA Cup games against Marine, you rotate people. But when it's tough teams you're playing in the FA Cup, League Cup, Europa League and Premier League, there's always going to be 4 or 5 players in every squad who play every game when fit. It's just every tough game when fit. This is the same for every single football club ever. Where your anger needs to go isn't at the coaching staff, because the coaching staff are tasked with winning every single game possible. It has to go towards Levy and your board because they need to buy the right level of player. And the point I keep hearing is every single time we buy a striker to back Harry Kane, we never buy someone that can compete with him. Well, there's two things in that. One, it's hard because he's one of the top 2-3 strikers in the world. So to get anybody as good as him, you basically got to go and buy Lewandowski, which ain't happening, or Haaland, which ain't happening. But you need to go out and buy someone better then. The problem is you always scrape the barrel with the replacements. You buy cheap alternatives. It's like buying a cheap... My dad always said to me, if you buy cheap tires on your car, they're actually more expensive because you need to buy more of them over the course of a year than you will expensive one. Right? And this is what Tottenham do. Cheap is expensive. You bodge job things and it becomes a bigger issue later on down the line. You're right to a degree, but the reason that Jose is forced into playing Harry Kane the same as Poch was, you know, you rushed him back after his injury for the Champions League final, is because there is no one else of any real quality because your club don't invest. That isn't on Jose. That isn't on Ledley King. That isn't on Harry Kane. That is purely and utterly on Levy and your board and your fans. That is where, for me, the frustration should go. I hear what you're saying, though, Alex. I want to go to Gem and Prime here. I'm going to go to Prime first. What did you make of Tottenham today in terms of the performance? Do you think they can claw themselves out of this little hole they find themselves in? Or will we know more over the next two games against Everton and Man City, respectively?
Yeah, it definitely was a more attacking approach today. But again, like I kept saying for the past few games, your clinicalness has let you down because you have created chances. Kane took his chance, he scored. Son took his chance, he scored. West Brom got two, but they were definitely offside. And I don't know who your next few fixtures are against, but let's see if this attacking approach will stick. But again, I agree with what Terry said. You can't go up against the bigger teams in the league, so or teams with equal quality to you. So City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, and expect to play this expansive football because you will get beaten. Your defense is not good enough against the bigger sides. And this is something I've always said. That's why it makes sense sitting back and being more pragmatic. And also returning from injury, Kane, Reguilon's coming back soon. That's going to make a big world of a difference because Ben Davies, he's decent, but he's clearly not good enough.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Jem, how about yourself, mate? I mean, do you agree with what Alex is saying?
Listen, look. The whole Harry Kane thing is rubbish. I'm sorry. This has been an issue at Spurs for the last 3 years. The guy has played nearly every game. This is why you always find out that Harry Kane always picks up an injury halfway through a season. He is overplayed. I agree with Alex, but then it goes back to what Terry says. You do never have a replacement to come in to keep not the same level, but be near enough to the level. Do you know what I mean? To be able to bring you goals. You also got to look at the other thing you've got to look at as well is you've got to look at your form. You are not playing well at the moment. You've lost your last 3 games. You've lost to Chelsea, you've lost to Liverpool, and you've lost to Brighton. I fully understand why Harry Kane's been rushed back in. You needed a win today. It makes sense why he would come back in. Do you know what I mean? The other thing as well today, which I agree with all of you, is Tottenham were playing possession style football today, which means that when you had the ball, you was working the ball a lot more. You know, you wasn't going when you were losing the ball, you was going into a back five. But you was doing that against the teams like Brighton. My question is this: why has it taken a game against West Brom at home to wake up and do that? Why? You guys have the I'd say top quality players, good play. It don't make no sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do get what you're saying, but I also think that the change in our formation helped. We played 4-2-3-1 today, which is our preferred formation. I think when we've played 5 at the back to 3 at the back, it's been an issue. But I think today we went back to our preferred formation. I think today we had more quality, but we also just showed our quality. We can actually work the ball around them, like you say. We stuck to our lines. We played them offside. I don't think we got lucky with those offsides. I think we played them offside. I think generally Jose needed a bit of a wake-up call that he does need to change some form of system personnel. Like, you can't just keep playing 3 at the back and expect it to work just because you want it to. He then went back to our preferred formation. He it almost like he saw the issues, right? And then saw that, okay, we need Harry Kane, which 100% true. The reason why I can understand the worry by Alex that, yeah, he's going to have to play these games and he shouldn't have played today. But I get why he did. We need to win a game. We needed that confidence in that game. We've got a very big cup game. We get knocked out of that. Like, obviously, he's under pressure. The team's under pressure. We're upset. So generally, we just needed to get that kick up the bum. Really, we just needed to get that fire in the belly. And I feel like you have Kane on, you're going to get some form of quality, even in his quiet games. He
Eleanor,
gives quality.
the other thing as well, just quickly on that, is that you all know yourself, and it's again been the same issue at Spurs. You guys only rely on 2 individual goal scorers to continuously get you out of trouble.
Yeah.
So when Alex sits there and says, "Why ain't Harry Kane playing?" The reason why he played today is because you don't score many goals, and if he's fit and he feels good to go, he has to start. I agree that he can be overplayed. Maybe you need to give him less minutes throughout a game. So if you get the job done within 60 minutes, you bring him off. But other than that, he's going to play.
Do you know why it seems like?
Can I just respond?
Wait, wait 1 second. Do you know why it seems like he's getting more minutes this season? It's because, surprise, you're going on a cup run. You're in the final of the Carabao Cup. You guys haven't gone on a cup run under.
But the Carabao Cup is one of the shortest competitions.
I hear this.
Yeah, you can say that. But you can say that. But again, like I said, it is.
It's not like it's still going on. I mean,
yes, but it's still more games.
Well, we'll see what obviously happens against Everton.
Prime, can I just respond? Sorry to interject, Elena. Elena, sorry, I really do apologise. All I need to say is, okay, you know my thoughts on just to get in the Carabao Cup. I actually think we're going to win it. I'm confident we're going to win it. Okay, I actually think we're really going to win it. But still, without Champions League, okay, and I've heard it on other streams, streams, that if we don't get Champions League, it's not good for Tottenham. Okay, so on that's it. But as far as I'm concerned, the squad is not good enough. The players need to step up. Okay, Ali needs to step up. Bergwijn needs to step up. Yes, Moura played well today. He had a little bit, of diametrics about his game today, but he still needs to improve. Moura needs to improve. And then what's going to happen with Bell? Because the questions are still there with Bell, unfortunately, because he's still sitting on the bench, and because you've got a superstar like that on the bench, there's always questions there. So I'm sorry, but it's always going to be a question of that. You need to find a different way of trying to get the best out of the team.
Okay, Alex,
you ain't going to do that.
Let me ask you a question, mate. I hear your frustration with having to rely on Kane. Who do you hold overtly accountable, and how do they address it?
The players need to step up. The players need to step up.
Okay, on that. So do you think the players are good enough to fill the void of a Harry Kane?
Well, no, I think the players need to step up, because the thing is, though, Terry, is that I'm not going to start thinking about, we need to buy this player, because it's not going to happen. I'm not even having that expectation for the summer, because I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, so you've got to try and make the best out of the group that you've got. Okay, out of the group that you've got Moura that likes to run. Okay, he's got pace. So how do you make that, enhance that? You've got Bergwijn who's got skill and who's direct. How can you enhance that? You've got Ali who's got the vision and he's got an eye for goal. How do you improve that? You see what I'm saying? It's just it's trying to get the best out of that group. And it's down to the coaches.
I hear what you're saying, Al. I hear what you're saying. But as Gemma said, you've had this problem for a long time now. So whenever Kane's out, there's always a dip. Generally speaking, in goals being scored.
Can I answer?
I'm more asking a question than you can answer. Absolutely. Just saying who's there has got to improve, when it's quite clear to all of us that they're not good enough to fill the goal void and the leadership of Harry Kane. I only see that buying's the option. But El, what do you want to say to that?
I just want to, this is more to you and others that have said we always have a dip when Kane's out. I'm sorry, many rivals, a lot of 2019 said we were better without Harry Kane, and said that Harry Kane shouldn't be playing. So that does show
rubbish.
That was with Poch.
No. You've got to remember, we did get through a Champions League run. We were doing very well without Harry Kane. Son was on fire. Okay, Son was overperforming. But but I just want to say that's all I wanted to say was it wasn't exactly that white and black. We were crap without Kane. But other than that, anyway.
I hear you.
Questions to that, though.
Just one sec, Prime. I think on that, I remember there being I don't remember what year it was, where there was this stat going around over a 2-year period where Liverpool won more games without Steven Gerrard than when he was in the team. But they're always easy to manipulate because it always depends on who you play when they're out. Does that make sense? Like, Sergio Romero in the last 3 years has had the most amazing sort of win percentage and clean sheet ratio compared to David De Gea. But all of these games were against like Europa League minnows and League Two teams and stuff like that. So you can't, they're almost incomparable. I understand that. Rivals are always going to say your team's better without Harry Kane where they can, because that, for me, that was a way of putting Harry Kane down, saying he's not as good as you will make him out to be. But I do hear you on that. But nobody really replaces Harry Kane in your team on a consistent.
Yeah, 100%.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Our board is terrible. I genuinely, I'm Enoch out all the way. I hate our board. But yeah,
what you're going to say, Prem?
What, you said what 2019? When was this? What period of 2019 was this? Your Champions League run?
Well, I mean, getting into the final and all of that general time when we had Kane out for 3-4 months, and then Son had when he went to Korea and then had to come back.
No, I remember that. That majority of that was based off the fact that Lucas Moura scored a hat-trick, but it made sense to play Harry Kane in that final.
I know, I totally agree. No, I genuinely agree. But what I'm saying is there are a lot of people that were sitting there saying to me, Tottenham are better without Harry Kane. So people do forget that was a genuine opinion by other people.
Wait, is that rivals or Spurs fans?
Rivals would sit there telling me that Harry Kane is not as important.
Yeah, that's what Terry said though. That's just them trying to banter you from a rival perspective.
It wasn't.
They know Harry Kane is a good striker.
I think you lot are forgetting how well we were doing.
I understand that. But for me, that was a short run. And you know what? The Champions League final was the semi-final was one of those things. You're on an awful run domestically the back end of that season, because it was from the Burnley game onwards.
Oh yeah, the Southampton game.
Yeah, it was
the Bournemouth game.
You're that semi-final where you. By the way, I mean, I watched it back recently. The other Friday night, I was sitting up and I was a bit bored, and I watched something with Man United, and then you get suggested videos on YouTube. I was watching it on my TV, and then the extended highlights came up from the second leg semi-final. You shouldn't have won it, but you did. It's one of those games.
No one's saying that. Yeah,
and that's the thing. But then, what can happen with amazing results is they can sometimes cloud things. I think Tottenham are a much lesser team without Harry Kane. There's no.
Of course, I totally agree. I totally agree. All I was saying was playing devil's advocate, as in I did hear that a lot, and I had sat there defending Harry Kane nearly every day. That's what I'm trying to explain. That there was a lot.
Okay, I understand. I understand in relation to that. For me, Alex, I actually hear your point, and I understand you. Sometimes I think you think I'm challenging you, and no, I'm trying to delve deeper and understand.
You know what, Terry? I need to articulate my point better, but I'm learning.
You articulated it. I then like to delve deeper and understand what I want to know, the why of the why of the why of the why, because you're giving me sort of symptoms and issue. I've got a headache. I want to know why you've got the headache and what can actually solve it. And for me, the only thing I disagree with you on, it's not about the player stepping up and doing more, because I don't think you have the quality of players to replace a Harry Kane for more than a game.
Can I just add something? Can I just add something to that? I just wanted to. This is what I wanted to say before, but then the Harry Kane thing took over. But what I just want to say is, when we're playing a bit more attacking, yes, I understand we played Kane today, but if we do play a bit more attacking, more players can get in those attacking positions. If we get Ndombele further up the pitch more, if we attack in more numbers with Lucas Moura, with Lamela. I know they're not brilliant players, don't get me wrong, they'll probably miss a lot of chances, or with a Bergwijn, but we're getting more, if we're getting further up the pitch, getting into that final third more, putting the ball more in the box, then maybe we will see someone on the end of it get more goals. I feel like the way we play is so pragmatic that we expect when Kane's out just Son to play. I want to see that football even without Harry Kane, so we get more players further up the pitch.
And I hear you on that. Mo here says Mbele is not a 10. Saying I can't, when you want to snap. Saying get Ndombele further forward doesn't mean play him in a 10 role. It just means he can get. It
just means the whole team just have more attacking intent. Yeah, that's all I mean.
Defend at the moment. He's learning his game to get to that point of trying to be in number 4.
I hear you, Alex. Question for you: after winning today, though, Are you going to win the league?
No,
It's a joke.
no.
Calm down. Don't shoot me. It's almost really nice, by the way, to see Latimus not in a bed. It actually looks like you're not in prison anymore, bro. It's just nice, brother. There's a nice kitchen as well. Look at that.
Yeah,
Can I
I
just say
broke
one
out. I broke
more
out.
thing as well?
Out.
The other thing as well, look, it works better for Spurs when they play this possession football because it limits the teams that they're playing in terms of possession. So the more you hold the ball, the more you don't have to defend. And I think one of the issues you have as a team at the moment, and I keep saying, I know Alex disagrees with me on this, is that I think your defence is absolutely rubbish. Eric Dyer is not good enough. He's not going to get any better. Alex, I know you've told me that he's got talent and you think that he can progress if he's given a bit more time. And he's just not good enough. Toby's getting old. You know, there's a lot of things that I feel like you still need to sort out. And yeah, that may fall upon your board. But for me, if you don't address them, you ain't going to, you just won't move forward for me.
But Jem,
and you've got
can I just respond to that?
Too many deadwood players.
Can I just respond to that? Jem, you actually made some good points there about the possession football. That is a very good point because I do totally agree with you on that. The only thing I don't agree with you is that, yes, maybe they need to improve, okay, those players that we've got in the defence at the moment. Because at the moment, I can't guarantee those players are going to leave in the summer, okay, because I don't think they're going to leave. Because Dyer's on a 4-year contract. They're not going to sell him, okay. Sanchez, you're not going to sell him for 20 million. Okay, so it's not FIFA. We don't play FIFA.
Then buy like better players than him, Alex.
No, it doesn't work like that, though, Jim. It doesn't work like that. And I think Elena summed it up perfectly for me. Is that we don't accept it, we just understand the situation. And when you understand the situation, you have the expectations kind of go down. And it's not that we want to accept it; it's just that we understand our club.
You know what's mad?
That's the problem.
This has probably been just as negative as the loss there. I love it. I love listening, and I mean it's genuinely. I love listening. It's why the Football Terrace exists. It's why a lot of other channels are copying our model. I love talking rivals, and because it's almost the uncomfortable nature of a rival feeling. The amount of comments. Oh, you're well biased. You don't understand my club. Yeah, that's why you're here to talk about it, bruv. Educate us. Educate us. That's what it's about. Listen, everybody who's tuned in today, thank you. We're back live after Wolves Leicester. We're live after Liverpool City. We're live after the Chelsea game. We're live at 9 o'clock with That United show. We're live at midnight tonight with Midnight Vibes. The Football Terrace gives you so much content all day, every day. It's going to get even bigger very, very soon as well. Big things are coming. Hashtag watch-alongs are back, but with a twist. Sort of One Division twist.
We also have the Tottenham show on Wednesday. Tottenham fans here watching.
Lots of stuff on the way, people.
Hey,
So
you watch One Division?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Why would I not?
I don't know what you watch.
I'm a Marvel fan, bruv. I'm not that old, bruv. I'm only 35. I actually forgot how old I am. How old am I? Yeah, I'm 35.
That's more than a
Manscaped.
decade older than me.
How bad is that? I don't know if I'm 35 or 36.
Terry.
I don't know.
Terry. Manscaped.
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 Terry Manscaped.
Actually, you know what? I've had like a moment where I'm thinking, I can't remember how old I am. I can't remember if I'm 35 or 36.
Oh man, Terry's hot live on air.
I'm legit. Yeah. I can't remember. No, I have to be 30. No, it'll be 30. I don't know. You
have to know the year you were born, right?
Yeah, but my ex-con, and you know what it is? I don't even want to say it because everyone will get it, and I need to work it out. I've just forgot, and I need to hang on minus the
36, isn't it?
Oh, fuck! I'm 36. I'm 36. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm 36. I'm 36. Am I? I don't know. We're in 2021. I'm minus the year that I was born.
You know what? We've all missed a year of our lives. That's why.
Oh my gosh.
36. I'm 36. I legitimately forgot how old I was. I don't even know how I forgot that. I'm like, I can't believe it. That's a worry.
That's a worry. 36.
I'm not 35. See, KJ's like you're 35. I'm 36. 36.
Oh my god.
36. I forgot how old I am. But that's because I just stopped counting. It's just like it's done there, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
I knew what year I was on. My maths weren't working in my head. Nothing was working. And then I started panicking, thinking like, have I been asleep for? It's just one of them moments. Did I get lost in the snap? You know what I mean? One of them ones. Listen.
Wait, question, sorry, before you go.
Age concern. Maybe I do. Go on, bruv.
What's 36 minus 15?
What?
21 is coming. Man United fan, 21 is coming. Don't worry.
Now, listen, until next time, take care. Good.